Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nayri, also known as Wedding Fashion Expert. This week we are talking about a highly requested topic on what is a bustle for a wedding dress and how do you bustle a wedding dress. Before we dive into this week's topic, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, drop me a comment below, let me know if there's a particular video topic you'd like me to create a video on. I am here for you, guiding you along the way leading up to your special day. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I am so honored that you have found me. I am, of course, a wedding fashion expert, stylist, buyer, and wear so many different hats here at LOVELLA Bridal, located in Los Angeles, California. For daily content, be sure to follow us on Instagram at LOVELLA Bridal, at LOVELLA Plus, and at Wedding Fashion Expert. Don't forget to hit that follow button on TikTok at LOVELLA Bridal and at Wedding Fashion Expert as well. This video has taken me some time to create a video on because bustles are done individually per the dress, per the bride's needs, and I didn't quite know how I wanted to tackle this topic because each seamstress has a different technique. So let's just go into the logistics of a bustle for starters. Bustles are what this particular dress currently has done. This dress has a long train, and I will take the bustle down so that you can see it. But what we've done is we've pinned the dress up so that you can dance and move freely throughout your reception. Essentially, the point of the bustle is for you to gather up the train so that you're able to move more freely throughout your reception. A lot of brides ask what the bustle is going to look like because they refuse to buy a dress if the bustle doesn't look good. I want to encourage you that by the time you bustle your dress, most of your photos are taken from the front and very little detail is being captured from the back of the dress, because at that point you're well into your reception and you're dancing the night away. Many brides tell me that they don't want to bustle and they just want to hook the train on their wrist with a loop. That loop that brides hook on their wrist are actually intended to hang up the train on a hanger. It is not intended for your wrist. This is something that developed over time and became a habit throughout the wedding culture, but it is not intended for that. And if you really think about it, do you really want to be walking around with the weight of the train on your hand? You can't freely move and hug people and dance and have the ability to be totally hands-free and able to move about your day with comfort and ease. So bustles are done in alterations. Wedding dresses do not come with a bustle done, and let me tell you why. First things first, the hem needs to be done. The dress needs to be measured, grazing the floor with heels on. So this would be the perfect length for me to move about the wedding day. And then the bustle is done based on the appropriate length of the dress being hemmed, which is why it's so difficult to make a video on bustles, because each dress, each body dimension calls for a different type of bustle. And I have some brides who aren't going to have a big dancing reception. So they just want to lift up the train depending on the dress style for comfort and movement, but not super short. They still want a little bit of what we call a sweep train. And they want to be able to have a little bit of fabric dragging. Other brides want a short train so that they can dance and move freely, which would essentially be the way this dress is done. This is done perfectly for reception, for you to be able to move and dance freely throughout the rest of the evening. Something trending in bridal are really big ball gowns right now with huge dramatic trains. There are such things as some dresses not being able to be bustled the way that we've done on this dress. While yes, this dress is a fitted dress, and what we've done is we've put the train right where the skirt flare begins to come out. It is done with 2 plastic buttons and loops that are in the train, and I will show you a tutorial on how we bustled this particular dress. However, you have to be realistic. If your train and dress is very heavy and very, very big, and you've ordered extra length and you want this big, extravagant train, you will need a second dress to dance freely throughout the reception, because at the end of the day, you have to be realistic about how that fabric is going to gather and the added weight for you to carry it around all night long. So your store, your seamstress will guide you here. They will tell you what can and cannot be done so that you are aware of what your options are and the possibilities. Here at Lovella, we like our bustles to be as seamless as possible. So even if it was a ball gown, the train would go up to where the skirt begins. So right where we've attached it is where this dress starts to flare out a little bit, and the buttons are aligned. We want them to be seamless. We don't want your bustle to take away or draw a lot of attention to. We want it to just flow and look effortless, and it's all about comfort and functionality. Now I'm going to put the train down so that you can see what it looks like before it gets bustled, and then we'll go into a tutorial on how we bustled the dress. Here we have the train down. It's so beautiful and just kind of crazy to think that this train was bustled up and I was able to move around freely and really not have to drag this around for people to step on all night. So do keep in mind that the dresses you're trying on in store, bustles are not done on them. The bustles are done during the alteration process, which begins 2 months before your wedding, and there is a fee to have the bustle done. The fee on most bustles vary because every dress and every body has a different level of attention and a different amount of labor of work that would need to be done on that particular dress. So oftentimes you are paying for what the amount of labor being done costs. Now let's go into how this bustle was done so you can see a little bit more detail how our seamstresses created this custom bustle for this particular Ines de Santo dress. As I mentioned in this video, this particular bustle was made with 2 plastic clear buttons so that they're not super visible. It has 4 loops, 2 down the center line alongside the buttons that go down the center, and an additional loop on each side on the seams to blend nicely with this dress. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the outside buttons. It's going to be 2 loops to each button. I like to start with the outside first because I want the buttons that go down the train to line up together. So here I have the right outer loop going to the right button and the left outer loop going to the left button. And then you go to the center loops and you put them right over. So the way that I do it is I put my index finger through the loop, hold the bottom of the button with my left hand, use my thumbs to push the loop down onto the button. It looks a lot easier than it is, and you want to put the fabric underneath the button to lock that loop and fabric in place so that the loop doesn't jump off of the button. Once you have it bustled, then you organize the fabric just like so to make it look as seamless as possible. Put the lace ups back down, and that is the bustle for this particular dress that we created. Hope that you found this video helpful. For more videos and tips like these, be sure to tune in every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will see you in next week's video.